Okay, fantastic. I so look forward to this. I got so much set up for you.
Oh my
Now I
god.
just have to make sense for it. That will be the big challenge.
Okay, so we've got some really fun and entertaining things ahead. I think, well, Mar and I have not done this before. So I'd asked him, how does taste work in his head, right? Because he'll taste something, go, oh, I'm missing this. I'm like, that's what I need to understand. So he came up with this experiment that we hope if it goes well, we'll keep doing. So I brought in, he told me to bring in all sorts of spices and nut butters and vinegars, and I've got fruit, I've got water, but you're going to share with us, right? Basically, how you do this like in a restaurant, right? Like, how do you discern what's actually good in a recipe? So, what are we going to do today?
So today we're gonna make a easy basic sauce. And what I was thinking about, because I want people to at home to enjoy this and cook along, experience that. So I was thinking, one way to do this maybe with just starting off with peanut butter because most Americans have peanut butter at home.
And ours is,
Very,
and as you can
very
see, it's
safe,
totally gone.
very safe, very safe. So if you're at home right now, you're watching this live, you can cook along if you like, or you can play it back and then watch the live video later on. I think this could be a lot of fun for you. This is just going to be a tasting. We're going to make one sauce right now, and we try to figure out how to piece it together. No recipe. We're just going to do it just like cooks do it. Okay? That's the fun part. That's the exciting part. I hope you enjoy it too. What you would want, I'm going to tell you right up front, is a nutter, a nut butter. So it can be like a peanut butter or any other butter. It doesn't matter which one it is right now. Okay, so one nut butter, possibly. Second step, we need acidity. We need vinegar. Okay, so we're going to use vinegars. I don't know if you can see it. You can hardly see it here on my screen, but I have all sorts of vinegar set up here. Okay. You
Yeah.
can set up aside right now. Just keep the vinegar apart. Keep that in one side. Keep your nut butters on one side. Next, we want a spice. Okay, so I have curry right now. We're doing a turmeric theme today. Okay, so make any curry you have at home and try to think of things you guys have at home. So it's supposed to be too fancy and just going too creative. I wanted to do something everybody can join. Okay,
Okay.
show you some tricks. Next is we need some umami flavor. Okay, this is the basic structure of all sauces, right? So you want to have those five basic flavors. So you can have soy, light soy. I have ponzu. So all sorts of miso will be good. But at home, if you want to cook with us right now, you can easily do that. Just get like a soy sauce for right now, so you have something. Miso will be fantastic, of course.
Okay.
And then the next step is spicy because we also want to always have something spicy. Okay. So it's not relevant what your spice is right now that you have at home because, well, everybody has something different, right? Just if you want to make a Cajun flavor, and that's your kick, well, use cayenne pepper. That's fine. Okay. So one spice, you have four sorts of spices lined up here, chili. And then the final step is we always talk sweet, sour in cooking because sweetness is the first thing that hits your tongue, right? When you're tasting something, it hits the top of your tongue right there. That's always sweetness. And this is why we're addicted to sugar, addicted to. So the trick, what we're going to do today is we're going to try to learn a healthier way to cook sweet sour combinations, but not so sweet that it becomes a dessert. Okay.
Okay.
And to occasionally move out of the screen. Maybe I move this a little bit back here. You guys can see this better. Yeah, let's see. Okay. So so I think we can start it right away. Because we need a little time. If you're doing the peanut butter, so as example here, I have peanut butter. I have almond butter, but I put the almond butter aside, okay? I have pistachio butter. You can use that if you like. Pistachio. You could use tahini. So this is basically our healthy alpha-linolenic acid, healthy fats, right? That's what you're looking for. All that's left on my table now is peanut butter. Okay. What you want to do is you want to warm that up.
Mhm.
So there's different methods. You could either put that in a water bath. You can microwave it. I don't know how you think about microwaving, Dr. Marbas. Should
I have
be
no
nice.
problem with microwaving. I just wouldn't microwave in the plastic container, but mine's pretty soft right now as I pulled it out of the fridge.
So that should be fine. What may help you is have hot water.
Okay.
So if you can do a little hot water, that would be good step.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gabriel.
All right. So we're doing that. Next, I'm going to go and talk about the vinegars again. Okay. So
Okay.
whatever vinegar you have at home, but we're going to do a little bit tasting. I want to explain vinegars a little better to you. What
Okay.
I have here, see it? It's a quince vinegar.
What's a
This is
quince?
very, very nice. Quince. But you use at home whatever you want.
Okay.
I have rice vinegar. I'm going
Yes.
to use rice vinegar today.
Rice vinegar.
I have a very good aceto balsamic, H balsamic vinegar,
Yep.
and apple cider vinegar.
Yes.
And the idea now is for you to learn basically how chefs do it, okay? So you have a couple different ways. You typically do this early in your career. But
Uh-huh.
what we're going to do is you're going to taste the vinegars a little bit.
Okay.
Good luck to that.
So you want me to
Look at this. Look at this. So I'm going to just go with the mildest, okay?
which is
I have apple cider vinegar, a plate, and I'm going to squirt it a little bit on there.
oh
You see
Lord.
it?
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
scared. So I just tip my thumb over it and then
You
just
could do it this way. You could do it just have your thumb on there,
uh-huh.
dip it over, and you taste it.
Okay.
I do it this way. I taste this way. Sour?
Yeah, it's
It
okay.
is.
I've never been a fan of vinegar by itself.
Hello.
Yeah,
Vinegar is
it's
so
a
good.
sweeter. It's a little sweeter, I think, than the others. Like a tart, kind of. Maybe I
So
got
it should be 5% vinegar. It shouldn't really be that acidic, by the way.
okay. I guess I'll know when I compare it to the others, right?
Exactly. I know already mine has only 5% acidity, right?
Okay. Yeah, mine
But
says 5% acidity on here.
what we're trying to do is we try to memorize a little bit how acidic this is.
Okay.
What is really good in blind tastings, just like wine sommeliers are doing, is
Okay.
you would want to have a glass of water ready and
Yeah.
drink a little water in between. There we go.
Okay.
No
So
schnapps,
5%.
no wine.
The point is this is 5% acidity and we're learning the acidity profile.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, I would go through all the vinegars, right? So if you want to get good in intuitive cooking,
Okay.
you could look at the bottle and say, well, this quince vinegar has 5% acidity. It's very mild.
Okay.
Okay. But then on the other hand, my rice vinegar, I have a very strong one here. Mine is very acidic.
Huh.
Okay. So I don't
This
know
one,
what your acidity level is.
it says 4.3, so it's lighter. It's
So,
less than this one.
so
So
give it a swig and try it maybe.
big. All right. Let's see. Let's give it a shot.
Oh, ooh, mine is so sour. Wow.
This is not as bad as to me as the apple cider, but it's also less acidic, I suppose.
Okay, well that's the difference.
Okay.
Okay, so if you want to learn intuitive cooking, and I think that was really your question for me today, more or less, right?
Yeah, very
What you
much.
want to learn is what's the acidity level, but also when you taste it vinegar, you want to have the little bit in the mouth, just do a few drops, and you want to actually appreciate what the flavor tastes like.
Okay.
Because once you remember what your vinegar tastes like, and so, for example, mine is brutally acidic, okay?
Yeah.
And once I know that this is a very mild one,
Okay.
well, then I know forever what to use for what, right?
Okay.
If I don't like my acidity so high, so like my wife, for example, likes it very mild, well, the apple cider vinegar works really good right up flat. Or I use the rice vinegar and then mellow it out.
Okay. Okay.
This is a personal preference. So you can read all my recipes, for example, right? And I feel sort of a little bit bad because if you don't really understand to taste it properly, it's just really hard, right? I mean, you're
Right.
never really gonna get it to taste like I taste it because my vinegars are different from yours, right?
Right, because I might have used a different one than yours, like, if what if I'd had your recipe and tried I had a really strong vinegar or I was like, "Oh, I can just substitute some other vinegar," not understanding the acidity profile makes a profound difference in the overall taste of the dish. I might be going, "That Martin doesn't know what he's talking about," but it literally was the vinegar substitution or the stronger acidity, so that makes a lot of sense. So, do we try the others as well?
So I would try. We're not gonna go through everything today because there's no stopping. I have that beautiful aged balsamic,
Yeah,
very expensive one.
yeah.
It just tastes
This
like
one
that.
this one's of Modena or wherever that is. Okay.
Yes. So it
Alright,
depends. So this one, for example, is super sweet.
alright.
This tastes like raisin. Okay.
Mm,
It has a nice acidity. Okay. It's still up there. Is it 5%? Yeah,
mm,
it's 5% as far as I can tell you, right?
mine doesn't
No,
tell me, but
6%.
oh, wow. Mine doesn't tell me the percent, but it's very oh, here we go. 6%. 6.
6%.
This one actually also has calories, 45 calories versus these have 0.
Yeah, but you're not gonna have 100 grams of it, so I wouldn't worry too much, you know.
No. But I just found that interesting. Yeah. Oh, that one's
Right?
good.
So here we have a very raisin-like. So this is why people like the balsamic so much because it's very, very sweet. It's like
Wow.
balsamic. It tastes like fig jam, or it's
Yeah,
really nice.
it is really good. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So I think as chefs do it, we just really try to know the flavor up front, and that's when intuitive cooking starts. I have
Okay.
always a silly test with my cooks, when I get new cooks in or so.
Yeah.
There's great books to read on this, by the way. One of them is called The Man Who Ate Everything. And he tastes water, one water against the next. And he tries to figure out what is world's best water, right? So he's got Fiji water there and Perrier and, or Evian and, all these brands. And it is absolutely stunning, right? Because as he explains it in the book, all of a sudden you're like, wow, there's actually mineral difference. One tastes fresh, the other one not. So take the water we had in New York, compare it to Aspen, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've lived in 11 states and everywhere we've gone, the water tastes different and it feels different on your body. So you absolutely can tell hard water, softer water for sure.
so in that sense, I have a lemon here, and the lemon, of course, go through seasons. So
Right?
everybody always thinks like, well, lemon is a lemon. No, 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 not really. Okay, so you would want to like occasionally you put your finger down and just taste it. And you get a nice little sense of where you are. This one happens to be very bitter this time of the year. They're more bitter.
Okay. We actually are still growing lemons here in Las Vegas in the backyard. Gabe, can I get a lemon? My son is helping me out. If I
You got
so
a sugar.
I did. I came up here in my office because it's just a better space for the kitchen's not really set up to do this. So we thought we brought everything, but if you see a hand come in, there it's a Gabe being very kind and giving me help.
Yeah, I should have let him test the vinegar, so I'm in better standing with you.
Honestly,
Hey,
I
Caroline, come on over.
only this one is the one that really the apple cider vinegar is the one that really got my tongue, but the rest, I don't know. I've never tried I have a red wine vinegar and a white wine vinegar here as well. What are the most acidic vinegars then, I guess? Should we be careful about where would you say that is? Thank you. You say hi, Gabe?
Yeah.
So,
Ah,
this is, backyard lemons, and they're tart. Woo.
sorry, yours too. Because
Yep,
all of it, you have the bergamot lemons right now and all these other products. And so, they check, they're green right now, actually, in color, right? So they
yeah,
change the taste. But I tell you what, let's move on to the next step. We got a lot of material to cover,
okay.
and I'm getting carried away with the time.
Oh, no, it's fascinating. I find this fascinating. Okay,
So let's keep the rice vinegar out for this example.
rice
Take
vinegar.
want a little bit of sharp vinegar for mine one, but remember only how acidic it is. It doesn't matter what you have at home. So for anybody watching, trying this experiment, the point is to figure out how acidic is your vinegar, then you either add more or less to it. So
Okay,
forget the recipes today. We're just gonna taste, taste, taste.
okay.
That's we're learning to cook without the recipe. Okay.
Cook with
Next
rice.
step here. If you have it, you get a saute pan. I know you don't have it in your kitchen, so don't worry about it. I just make the example, okay? Right?
Okay,
Okay, so I'm gonna turn it on medium heat. Okay, so all I'm doing here is I'm just gonna go to a level 4, level 5, a little bit on the medium heat.
okay,
And I heat the pot first. And I'm gonna show you guys something how professional chefs do it. To get a curry flavor, any of these spices back to life, what you really want to do is you want to toast it. If you're not toasting them, they're stale many times.
okay.
You want to watch for two things when you have spices. Most everybody has the spice at home for years on end.
Yeah,
So they get rancid, there's fat in them, right? Of course they get bad, right? So one first thing you want to do is you can open it and you just put your nose over it. Don't like breathe in too heavy. You just want
don't do that.
you just go you just whisk by it.
Woo, this is new.
Okay. So this is like a wine tasting now, right? So all you want to do is you hold your nose there. And when you do this kind of smelling, by the way, do it like the wine guys. How do they do it? They do it only one nostril.
Oh,
So actually, yeah, because otherwise you exhaust the nostrils, right?
oh, I didn't know I
Yeah,
could exhaust the nostril.
yeah, yeah. This is a
Okay,
real thing. So if you
okay.
were to just smell flat like this and you really breathe in heavy,
Yeah,
your taste receptors get blown out like a candle, basically.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So when sommeliers do a blind tasting, they're very, very careful of when they smell, how long they smell something, because otherwise, you can only smell so many times and then you cannot identify the wine anymore.
Oh,
And the
wow.
same is with these spices, right? So anytime you smell something good, use only one nostril on the one side.
Okay.
Yeah. You just get a hint of what's the characteristic,
That is very different.
right?
One is sweeter, one is more like reminds you walking into an Indian restaurant, and then this one is like a almost like a Christmassy type garam masala, the sweeter. Huh.
The sweet, it's a different one. It typically has more allspice and clove, the garam masala.
Yes. Wow.
I have a tiki masala here, which normally is sort of red, more reddish paprika. Mine has a lot of turmeric.
Okay. Is that
I have
blue?
extra turmeric here for the sauce we're gonna make actually because one of the extra turmeric. And I also have a curry spice here, a spice blend. This has mustard. The camera doesn't want to. Oh, here I can see it.
Yeah.
There's mustard, fenugreek in there. There is coriander. There is fennel in there. So all sorts of good stuff. And what I was doing is
Mm.
I was actually uh, buying this blend here for example. But you can do at home. This is maybe one of my favorite tricks. I can use a spice blend like this and I create this on my finished dish.
Okay.
And it will just bloom, it will just explode with flavors when you fresh grind it.
Oh, wow. I don't know, maybe I need to go somewhere else, but that's the whole spices and you're blend like grinding a spice
Yeah,
blend. Okay.
yeah. Like black pepper, everybody always does black pepper. I grind all the spices fresh.
Wow.
Like
Okay.
look at my pictures and you're gonna see all these fresh spices on there. That's what this is. It get it on there and that's how I get all this rich flavor.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel
Yeah.
like we're
So
gonna
that's
have
maybe one of my favorite tricks as a chef. You're always looking flavor, flavor, flavor. And actually one of my favorite tricks would be actually, and we're gonna toast this now, by the way.
okay.
But what you do is you read the ingredient list and then you're gonna find, well, you have cardamom on there and you have like cinnamon and clove and all the spices.
Yes.
And so when you make a curry, any recipe, even like the mine that you follow, right? Just read what in the backside the spices you have on there,
Okay.
and then introduce some of the fresh seeds of that.
Okay. So,
So
like, if mine says cumin or cardamom or, black pepper, it says, cloves
yeah,
and cinnamon, then I would just introduce the whole herb into a grinder.
exactly.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So so you use, let's say a recipe is 1 tablespoon
Okay.
of the curry blend, right? But if you really want to boost the flavor, then you add a little pinch of cumin in there, a little cardamom, a little fennel, match what it says on there.
Okay.
And before you know it, you use more spices than you use the curry powder
Wow.
because you figure out, wow, the spices has so much more flavor.
Right. So, would you add in the powder and then add in on top, like, the little ground, or would you just replace it fully with the ground?
It's a very, very good question. I always use also this spice blend. And the reason is so I consulted, for example, for chain restaurants, Bourdain down in Florida. If anybody's from Florida, they know that restaurant. And I was designed to hire to do the spice blends. So it's like mountains of spices everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And you're blending, and you try to figure out the perfect flavor. So, but anyhow, so then finally you have the recipe. But the way they want it actually then is per percentage.
Hmm.
So they're doing, let's say, 1,000 kilos, right? 2,000 pounds of spices they blend at the same time.
Oh,
And they do it precisely per percentage. So there is whatever cumin is like 3.72% of it in there.
wow.
And this is why you and me, we can never create a spice blend consistency like this because it's done to perfection. There's professionals tasting, and continuously improving these recipes.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
something, it's a special art actually. Really.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Taking it for granted.
So go ahead, use some nice fresh spice blend. That's fine. But then actually always have also a little bit of the uh, fresh hormone. So my pan is nice and hot. Is it too hot? They're like, I can do the test. I can have my hand in there still, okay? You
Okay.
shouldn't do this at home, by the way. You're going to get sued with
Please don't
this.
do that. Please don't do
So here's a good trick. We used to burn or the herbs or this. Can you see my pen? I'm
Yes.
putting my herbs in now. And maybe I took it a little bit off, a little too early.
So do you take it off the heat to do this?
Yeah, but okay. Yeah, I get just enough toasting. I may have to toast this a little bit more. It chilled off while we were talking here.
So
But
how do you know it's been toasted just right?
now you can smell it because so it goes from really fruity to more nutty,
Hmm.
right? That's how you smell it. And in the perfect world, you do this for 60 seconds or so.
Okay.
Okay. So don't do it much longer than that. And again, when I touch it, my hands are very solid, right? So I'm used to heat. Uh, Maybe don't try this at home. But my point is don't overheat the pan. That's the key. Okay.
Ok-
They still have a nice color here. You can
Yes.
tell I did 30, 45 seconds in the pan
Okay.
and it smells completely different now. It's
Okay.
like another flavor now.
Okay. So I'm pretending that I did that. So where do I just put some? I don't even measure it. I'm just going to put some of this in my bowl or not. What are we doing?
We're gonna do this in a second. Let me
Okay.
see here. Um, I guess you get the point. We should just go ahead and start with the sauce a little bit, maybe.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. So we have the butters, the rices, and the curries that we're going to heat to bring out more flavor. And then what is our next step?
Okay, so let me see here. So, well, okay, so let's talk it just through a little bit then. Everybody knows the soy sauce. So you would want to do the same. You have a ponzu sauce here. I have a soy, but I have also the rock salt here. And I have a miso. You could
Okay.
use a miso at home, all right?
Yep.
Because the miso is maybe the best sodium we can get.
Okay.
It's a little nutritional yeast. So if you're looking for umami flavor, sort of that mushroom flavor or rich flavor. Okay.
Okay.
And then for spices, so these various chilies, or Italian chili flakes, I have a sriracha. What I really like is this Thai red curry.
Okay.
That is a really, really nice Thai red chilies, galandala. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you just want to familiarize yourself first with the chili flavor and then you build your sauce. Why? Because a lot of these sauces have like galandala in there. They have a different flavor profile in there, so you want to match it a little bit. Sriracha is always the garlic, but many times it's sugar and it's cheese, so you want to watch out a little bit, right? This could be overly sweet sometimes.
Okay.
That's why it's so popular, right? So anyhow, but then I like a lot of these chili flakes, for example. I always have exotic from a Turkish market. I get chili flakes.
There's an international market here in Las Vegas that you can get all sorts of stuff at. So yeah.
That would be wonderful, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so and then the sweetener again, we have a little date syrup here. So let's actually get going. Uh, I was going to ask you first, though, what about the turmeric? Do you have any tips for us on the turmeric?
Yeah, so there's I mean, the really important compounds are the curcumin, which you probably heard of. There's iron, there's some manganese, things like that. And really, it really affects the inflammatory pathways, right? So it really improves your antioxidant capacity, especially when you add some black pepper to it. You get about 2,000 more fold absorption. So there's some amazing stuff there. So yeah, the turmeric is fantastic. I encourage people to do that daily in their meals if they can, especially if they have any arthritis or things like that. Really like to include turmeric and ginger together, and that's actually very, very helpful for headaches. Fascinating.
And we can do that, except it's in my refrigerator. I don't know if I've accessed it right now. I have a little bit. All right. All right. So let's take a look here. Um, well, let's start with the peanut butter. Is it
Yep. I warmed it up.
yours warm enough to make
Yeah.
our operation on it?
Yeah, it's pretty gooey.
I would say what you do is maybe 2 tablespoons,
Okay.
maybe 3 tablespoons. Okay,
3
make a
tablespoons?
board it goes just like this.
Okay. Well, did I get to lick the spoon now?
That's 40 calories. You don't get to do that.
But it's so yummy. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay, so mine is actually too thick. Can you see that here?
Yeah.
If yours at home is this thick, yours is nice. So you, for example, don't have to add any water. But in my case, I'm gonna add a little splash of hot water.
Okay. So you're adding a little
So
in it?
every brand is different, guys. So I can't really tell you, right? So you either warm it up for us. That's maybe your best course of action. In
Okay.
many cases, just a tiny bit of water in there. And what it's going to do is it's going to soften up my peanut butter sauce. I'm going to just stir this a little bit. I'm looking for viscosity and like a creaminess.
Okay.
So all I'm looking for is that it's nice and soft so I can do something with it.
Okay.
Because the end product should be a nice creamy sauce.
Okay.
Okay, so it's very thick still, okay?
Yes.
But next you're gonna add this vinegar.
Okay.
In your case, you have a very mild rice vinegar. You're gonna
Yes.
need a little bit more now, right?
Okay.
I have a very sharp one. I'm gonna just go with like 2, 3 tablespoons. So tablespoon really. You may
So
need a little bit more.
adding about, well, let's see. Added about 2 tablespoons. So I'm just gonna mix that up in here now. Wow, you can smell that. Wow, it actually got look at so it's interesting. So mine actually went from creamy to kinda chunky. Is that from the vinegar? Well, it's from the vinegar, but
That is interesting.
wow.
Okay. So
Well,
was the oh, what happened there? We kind of, you may have one of those peanut butters that has a little starch in it,
it says the only thing that's in it is dry roasted peanuts.
right? Okay, so do you have any hot water? Do you have any means to warm it up?
Yep. Just a little hot water?
A little bit hot water, hot, hot, hot. More probably, right? So you just want it semi-creamy, not yet the sauce.
That's so
Because the
interesting.
way you want to think about it, you're also going to put soy sauce in there. So we could also put the soy sauce in there.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just gonna add like a tablespoon in there, something like that.
Of the soy
Not too
sauce.
much. Yeah, yours looks like it's a little bit too thick, so you're gonna need it some hot water.
Yeah,
A bit
yeah.
more.
And
Thank
then
you for the acidity. Does it need more vinegar at this stage, or what does it look like?
um so I just let me see. So I taste like a little of the peanuts and then I taste a little bit of the vinegar. Is that what you're looking for? Is that kind of balance right now?
Well, at this stage, we're looking for a certain viscosity. So I'm
Okay.
just looking for a something that's not clumpy. I
Okay.
don't just
Um,
taste. You
I'm
could
working.
use a bit if you wanted to, but mine is so nice and creamy, I can just do it with a spoon. Like it's
Wow.
got this thickness.
I added a little bit of I had a little bit of warmer. Gabe's getting me some hot water. So did you add in your soy sauce you already did?
Hmm?
Did you add it?
I put a little soy in there.
All right, let me just put a little soy sauce in here and see if that'll help. So I put like a tablespoon in,
Yeah.
and now so for next experiments, uh, I'll plug in my hot water kettle. Thank you, Gabe. You don't want to say hi? So I'm going to add in a little bit more of the hot water.
Okay. That's what it needs. So you're
Oh,
looking for like a thick, creamy sauce. That's what we're looking for.
okay. Oh yeah.
And when
So
you do intuitive cooking, you want to think it through in those terms of like, well, first you want the creaminess. So this sauce would be like you put it in a bowl, you put it on, any kind of stir fry you cook, if you could spring rolls, you can make a dressing out of it. You can use it for anything, right?
yeah, so this So like,
Can I see how thick is it now? Does it drip from the spoon or how it's
I'm just trying to get it all. There's a little bit more clumpy, getting all the little clumpies out. Oh yeah, it's making a big difference. So the hot water made a big difference. Maybe the temperature differential wasn't. I poured in the rice and it maybe the temperature, but yeah, here you go. How's this?
that looks good. You may need to just a little bit more. Let's add everything else in now, and
Okay.
then we taste it again. Okay. So first give it one more taste. What you're tasting for right now is the umami. Does it need more soy sauce or not? That's what you
Yep, I
want to
can
know.
taste the umami. Yeah,
You can taste it?
I can definitely taste the umami more than everything else.
Okay. Well, it's okay. This is like no worries just yet. But remember, right now, like professional chefs do it really. I mean, at the level of like consulting for a chain restaurant or something, right?
Okay.
All I'm looking for is the vinegar. Does it taste like peanut butter? Because if I write peanut butter on the menu, it better taste like peanut butter. Okay.
Yeah.
How much acidity is in there? You need more acidity or do you need less?
Maybe a little bit more because I taste
Okay.
more of the soy sauce and less of the peanut butter now, actually.
Okay. There's
So
a
just
little bit of that vinegar in there. So right now we just laser focus on the acidity
okay.
and the umami and the peanut flavor. That's it right now.
Okay. So let me see.
Okay. And I think it's hard for people at home to sort of really understand that thought process, but you really actually need to layer flavors this way. And remember, this is how I created recipes that then ended up being eaten 10,000 times every day.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
So this is actually how you do it. This is behind the scenes, how you build something like this. So you're not doing everything at the same time, but then you
Right.
have no clue what's missing. Right now, I know precisely, oh, little more vinegar. I need a little bit more umami. Right.
Yeah. So I definitely think there's like a balance now. Like the soy sauce was over right. Like you could definitely taste it before, but now it's like it's kind of balanced. And as far as peanut, um, yeah, there.
Okay.
Yep.
Moving along now, you're sort of happy with the acidity profile. Now we're going to balance the acidity. It should be a little bit acidic.
Yep.
So now we're going to add a little sugar to that. Not sugar, but date. Okay.
Date
So
syrup.
I, for example, a date syrup
Okay.
that makes it really, really easy at home. If you're having only dates, you got to puree this thing, right? So I buy always a little bit date syrup. You can get it everywhere now.
I'm curious how
And
it.
my peanut butter, I think maybe sugar. I didn't read it, but you want to first taste that sauce. Is it already sweetened or not? Because right now you have to decide, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons in there, or maybe just one, or just a half one.
There's no sugar in here. It definitely needs
Okay,
sweet.
okay. Mine needs just half a teaspoon.
Okay, half a teaspoon.
Okay. So we're going to do this now, incremental building a sauce. This takes
Yeah.
patience. I know it's a little bit probably odd at home because everybody's like, well, I have a recipe, I throw everything in and done.
Yeah.
Well, I can build this sauce within, once I know how to do it this way, once I cook intuitively,
Yeah.
I can cook a sauce like this within a minute.
Right. Because well, and you may not always have everything or enough of something at home, and then this helps you understand what you can do with what you got.
Exactly. Thank you. That's exactly the point. You said it right there, right? We're really focusing right now on sweet and sour balance, not the peanut. The peanut you have to forget right now.
Okay.
What you want to do is so all my dishes I taste this way. Like I have catered for 6,000 people. This is how I do it. Like it goes from station to station. I just think like, okay, sweet, sour, spicy, salty, what's going on, umami flavor. And so that's the process.
I think a little bit more sweet because I still
Okay.
feel a little bit overpowered by the
Yeah.
vinegar.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to cook to your palate, of course, right?
Yeah.
So I cannot really do this for you, right?
I wish you could. I borrow your palette for a little bit. Um, okay, so I've added in A little bit more, so probably a full teaspoon at this point.
You okay
That's
with it?
good. Yeah.
Balance? Okay. So next, I'm gonna put curry in that. Now, there's
Cherry?
a strategic thinking that curry that I toasted before. So you have to decide at home now, well, maybe I want this, maybe I don't want this. But we want, as you said, we want the anti-inflammatory properties of the turmeric. So
Yes.
this has also a bigger thought of like nutritional competence, right?
Mm,
It's not good enough to just do a peanut butter sauce. What I try to do is all these spices in here are superfoods, right? They have the highest antioxidants per gram, right? So it's really an issue of thoughtful cooking,
right,
right?
and actually,
Cooking
this
fast.
adds to your variety of plants that you're exposing yourself every week by adding in
Yeah.
these.
So in my case, because I know I like that, I'm gonna put in like it's probably close to a tablespoon. This is
Wow.
the sauce I made in my restaurant, Pyramid Bistro in Aspen.
Oh,
Everybody loved that, right? I put it on
yes.
nonstick, spring rolls. I think you had it a bunch of times, right?
I did tons of times. Oh my gosh. That's the one I would ask you, "Martin, can I have the recipe?" And you go, "I don't use a recipe." This is what he always told me.
You know, we make gallons of this stuff, right? We made like 3 gallons at a time or so, right?
Yes.
And you literally like the chefs stay around, and you know, it's not like me as the executive chef knowing it all, right?
Yeah.
Like even with new cooks, I'm like, hey, what? How do you like the acidity in there? How do you? This is the fun, the enjoyment of cooking right there,
Uh,
right? So
okay.
anyhow, so let's take a look at the curry flavor right now.
Ooh, that is very good.
Yeah.
I didn't put in a tablespoon, maybe half a tablespoon, but, yeah, no, that
So mine could handle more. I have maybe 2 teaspoons in there,
yeah.
but it really depends on your curry blend at home and your flavor profile. Okay.
Well, this is the garam masala, and that is, I really like the smell of it. I mean, I think it's probably the cloves that are in here that are so good. Maybe just a little bit.
So so I think next time we can make it out of masala. I have it somewhere here.
It's really delicious.
I have it right here. Garam masala has the highest amount of clove of all the spice blends.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so if you wanted at home, if you really wanted to like go and look up the highest anti-inflammatory, it's turmeric, clove, rosemary. The herbs are always doing really great.
Yeah.
The blend is wonderful, right? So you could use this garam masala in place of the curry next time.
Okay.
And then you know you get the clove, the highest antioxidant that way, right? So these are really starkly different things, but turmeric and
Look at
rosemary.
this is so lovely. Wow. Okay.
Oh, okay, so we got to continue the sauce here.
Okay.
So in my case, I'm going to boost this a little bit with turmeric because I want to have more nutrition and more anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
So what I have is,
Ooh,
okay,
fresh turmeric.
yes, okay, I got to find a grinder. Okay, so look, little microplane.
Mhm.
So I'm going to boost this.
Okay.
Okay, so this is my turmeric boost. I'm going to put fresh turmeric in there. I don't want too much. I can also taste it. Have you ever tasted stuff fresh
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah, it's something.
It's something.
It's something. It's it'll brighten your day, and it makes your skin orange, so just beware.
Yes, I'm going to look like a smoker for the next 3 days here.
Yeah.
The things I do for you, you know, in the name of healthy eating, you know.
Oh my god.
Okay, so look, I just grated this in here. So there's like a teaspoon in there.
Okay.
But what I do normally too is I've seen already, if you go back in my recipe file underneath my
So
Substack, you're going to see exactly where I have my um, turmeric flavor.
Okay.
So, turmeric, or,
There you go.
getting a little help from my assistant, my wife, my lovely wife.
Hi, Carolyn.
So you can see the sauce here, I guess, right? Because you can see the sauce. So
Yes.
anyhow, so the turmeric I would do in a smoothie. I put it in sauces. I use this sauce maybe every 2, 3 days or so. And I
Okay.
just cut off the little wedge and I put it in a blender and blend it with the sauce. Really easy. Or I grate it in.
So this is a turmeric blend that you have on your Substack?
There is like a turmeric sauce, and I
Okay.
think I have like I don't know, like 100 recipes. I don't know what it was anymore. To be honest, but there's a turmeric. There's 2 recipes of turmeric. There is one with a hot milk,
Oh, yes. The golden milk.
the golden milk, and somewhere down the road with the dishes is another sauce somewhere.
Nice.
But here, because you mentioned you really like the ginger,
Mm-hmm.
gonna rate a little ginger in there too.
Oh, nice.
Not too much because ginger is very spicy.
It's strong. I remember the first time I ever
So,
ate ginger.
yeah.
Wow.
So here's the thing then. If I use ginger, I'm gonna use less spicy chili sauce.
Okay, so less of the heat.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's how you always balance, right? So if I add the spicy ginger, less chili.
Got
If I add something really spicy, I want also something more sweet.
Okay. Okay.
Always balance, right? So I'm gonna add a little bit of my MSG-free sriracha, but not much. I really need very little of that.
So, do you think so this is a tahine? You've seen this, like, it's really popular in Colorado, New Mexico, or would you add just the chili powder? Because tahine has chili powder, it has, a little salt, lime juice, probably this one, we'll start with this.
So is this just dried chili or what is this?
Yeah, it's just dried chili.
So if you have dried chili, the problem is that you need to
Grind it?
you would either want to like toast it first,
Okay.
or you would wanna what do you want to do with it?
Probably I could do this.
Toast it and add a splash of water. So that is always if you have like yeah, exactly.
Should I use sriracha instead?
Yeah.
Okay, Gabe to the rescue again. Okay, so just
Yeah,
a little
because
bit?
you know the dried chili you haven't released the flavors. So it's with this kind of style of sauce, it's better to have something like that.
So just a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, just a little bit. So I grew up in New Mexico, and the hatch chili peppers are so delicious.
Oh, I love going there. It's
Oh
just
my gosh, it's the best. And so I
they're
go anywhere
soft and
else,
fiber and rich, meaty.
yeah, anywhere else in the United States, you guys know what you're talking about. So I put that in and mixed it. So now I just try it, and what am I looking for? Is that balance?
So again, as you add one thing into it, taste it for specifically what you just added. That makes sense
Okay,
to you.
so whatever I'm adding, I'm thinking, do I actually taste it? And then I'm looking at the balance
And
after
in
that.
this case, chefs always do spicy and sugar. Is that balance okay?
Okay.
Because you can take away the heat with a little bit more date syrup, for example.
Ah, so that's the balance, the heat and the sweet. So I added a little bit more of the sriracha. Let me see. I think, ooh, it tasted at the end. Is that normal?
The sriracha, yes. You always taste sweetness up front,
Yeah.
but the heat is always coming at the end. So when you do the tasting itself, I think it's really important to just wait a minute and actually let these flavors, the taste buds, to actually experience all these various flavors. It releases the flavor slowly.
Yeah. So you taste that sweet and it kind of builds up. And then you taste that little bit more of that spice at the end. But it almost kind of, it reminds me of a little gentle wave and it kind of goes, woo. Yep. That's what it just, I've never paid attention to my tongue before like this. So this is kind of fun. I didn't know it could be such an amazing tool. Yeah. The
Okay,
tongue.
so let's maybe look at the big picture here, right?
Okay.
To explain this for the viewers of what's going on, because again, maybe you may just think at home, you're like, oh, they take 1 hour to make one sauce. Well, actually, if I build a sauce for, again, even my restaurants, if I build it for making recipes for 5 gallons,
Right.
that's how I started, one step at a time. At
Okay.
the end, we look for overall balance, right? So now we look for sweet, sour, umami. We're making sure there's enough of the peanut butter flavor left, and we have the health benefit to consider, right? If the flavor is just pure peanut butter, maybe you want to have more turmeric in there because really you're eating the sauce for the
Yeah.
turmeric.
Yeah.
That's your strongest health benefit, right?
Right. Right.
And
So
I know already mine can handle more turmeric, so I'm going to go ahead and you're adding a little bit of the dried turmeric in there.
and we got a little bit of the salt from the soy sauce, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So now we're just looking for the balance in the so yeah, you taste the sweet and you can taste the umami for sure. And then the heat a little bit at the end. And I still do taste, the curry. I could even probably even add just a little bit more, honestly. This is fun. It's almost like you've given us permission to experiment in the kitchen because I feel like when you confine yourself to a recipe in your brain, if it doesn't work out well, you feel like you failed. But there's no failing because you're just playing around and seeing what you do. It's like there's no failure. There's no feel bad about it.
Exactly. And it's your taste buds will tell you a lot of people really don't like the acidity, others don't like the heat.
Right.
Some people like more curries, some hate curries, right? To use the flavor that you enjoy, right? Make it with a Cajun flavor or something. But I
Yeah.
think the idea is to look out for your nutritional competence in the dish, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Can build all these different flavors around it so your entire family can enjoy it, right? Because this
Right.
sauce I can put on anything and it will taste wonderful.
Yeah. Oh, there will be a picture later of what this goes on. I haven't quite figured out what that will be yet, but I have some ideas. So, the first time I ever tasted flavor like a curry, I was actually in medical school in Lubbock, Texas. And the curry was so strong that I actually had heartburn in my first time in my life from eating something. And I was like, wow, it was I never had ginger before. Cause I mean, I grew up in New Mexico, but I hadn't had that type of heat. I had Mexican heat, but it was a very different that ginger and the turmeric and stuff. I was like, whoa. But now I love it. It's one of our favorite things to use, but it can be a little overwhelming for people if they're trying something new like that. So go gentle, right?
Very gentle for sure.
Mm,
So here's the
good.
question. So, I mean, lastly, to finish this chapter off, I think the idea is really with this sauce you have to consider what you're serving it with, right? So
Right.
make it strong if it's in a big bowl, right? Make it thick. Like I have a nice thick sauce if you have a bowl, but I wouldn't use this for dressing. If I want to make a dressing out of it, add another splash of water, first of all,
Okay.
and then I taste it again of the acidic balance, right? So the
Mm.
sweet balance, right? So just really make sure that balance is there. Shall we make a super quick second sauce or not?
Yeah, I
Yes.
have their bowl. What are you talking about? Yep.
So I don't know if you have these ingredients. I can do it just for your viewers because I thought we were going on so long. I'm worried they have them turned off or so. Actually, it's a lot of people still watching. So
Yeah.
perhaps
No,
you want to hang there, give us a little thumbs up or give us some comments if you want to see it longer. We do a
yeah.
quick kind of sauce here for you.
Okay.
Uh, I have different options. We're gonna do polyphenols.
Polyphenols. Okay.
Call it. I call it the Poly Boost. That's my. I claim that. I will be famous with the polyboost, polyphenol boost.
Polyboost, I love it. You go hunting for polyphenols, which are your lovely plants.
Polyphenols is what you're hunting for, and where can we find it? It's all in the dark berries. Okay.
Okay.
So you mentioned before the garam masala, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you use the blueberries. So if you're doing this at home with me, then we'd really have to. Well, you just start with any dark colored berry. That's really the point of the sauce. So you could use an acai, you could use raspberry, you could use the blueberries you pointed out. Actually, you can just start smashing the blueberries with a little fork.
Okay.
Smash them with a fork.
I feel like every time we do these lives, you're smashing something, and now I'm smashing something. How much do we do? Like
Yeah,
fish?
that's good. That's good. We're just doing a little sample, right?
Okay.
And we can, I don't know, if there's 3 or 4 of you at home, But here is what I wanted to get across with this sausage today. Because I think the fear is always like, oh, I cannot have when I see any sugar anywhere, right? So, for example, I have this black currant. Can you see how dark this is?
Yeah. What is that?
Black currant juice.
Oh, currant juice. Oh, wow. Okay.
Black currant juice. And this has 20% sugar in it.
Really?
Yes.
They added sugar. Thank you.
To preserve it. You cannot really do it without preserving it, right? So you have to do that. Here is aronia berries. This
Oh, wow.
Look how dark this is. Just a little bit left. I use that every day, like 2 tablespoons.
Okay.
2 tablespoons I think a tablespoon has as much as 800 calories of olive oil.
What?
Polyphenols.
Oh,
Yeah, it's insane. People don't know. I don't know why they don't know. Everybody's like olive oil, olive oil, olive oil. Here you need, maybe it's 2 tablespoons and you get the same amount of polyphenols.
With less calories.
With a tiny amount of calories. I mean, we're dealing with whatever, 20, 30 calories or something.
Mm-hmm.
So anyhow, we're going to make here dressing now for a salad, okay?
Okay.
What I do too as a nutritional flavor boost is the garam masala because it has the clove, right?
Yes. So,
Okay, so we use that.
Is that good?
I'm gonna go with my black currant because that's my favorite flavor of all time. Yeah, very nice. A little bit more if you don't mind.
Okay.
If you have mustard at home, do you like mustard?
Yeah. Mustard?
Okay.
What kind of mustard? Yellow mustard or the Dijon mustard?
Dijon mustard. And if you have, use a little bit of the almond butter. Use almond butter just right out of the can, okay?
I have cashew butter. I have pecan butter and peanut butter.
Cashew will do really good.
Which one?
Cashew will do really good.
Okay.
And I mix it up because sometimes the oil cells on top there, right?
Yeah.
You want to really mix it up.
Yeah.
You could use tahini. You can use yogurt.
Yogurt.
Right? For those of you who like the probiotics and everything, you can do that. So I'm going to add 2 tablespoons in there. I don't know. Can you see it? Yeah, sort of. Okay. Then, actually, now, I like all everything. This is my mom's berry jam.
Ooh.
This,
Wow.
this is huckleberry jam.
Huckleberry jam. Wow.
So this has, it's hard because people don't study them, right? So scientists don't really spend the time. They don't have the money. Nobody pays for that kind of stuff.
Right.
And these dark berries that you get in the forests around here in Europe and in America and everywhere,
Yeah.
they have the highest nutritional content, right?
Right.
What we're doing is actually we're doing it with an apple puree, plum puree, and then huckleberries in there, and it's stunning. It just such a great flavor, and it's dark blue. It's really fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to use that, but that too has a little bit sugar. Again, I'm not worried about the sugar in this case. Why? Because there's only 20% in there. If I added the date puree, it would be the same amount of sugar. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
problem. I use it that way. I use 2 teaspoons here. And then I have something else. I've always this back then. I always show people what is so nice is this apple puree. I do it with the skin on. I puree it,
Okay.
but you can just get the apple mousse, for example. Okay,
Okay.
that will totally be fine. I use a tablespoon of that in there, so I make it lighter because the almond is very rich.
The cashew is delicious. The cashew butter.
You're careful with that. I think that has it's like what is it, 500 calories or something?
Yeah, it's amazing. So I'm not adding some of the stuff you had because I don't have a almond berry stuff, but should I add a little bit of water to make it a little thinner?
The viscosity, yeah. You know what? Let's try it first with a little bit vinegar. If you have a berry, I'm gonna use the balsamic vinegar.
Okay.
Lots of people have raspberry vinegar at home, but raspberry is typically your flavor. It's fake. But this one is very, very nice. It will complement that fruitiness. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
So,
use about a tablespoon in here.
okay.
And maybe it's a little more. 1.5, something like that.
Okay.
But remember, my berries have more acidity than yours, right?
True.
So you have to actually taste along. Right now, we try to figure again, like with the first example, the acidity.
Okay.
How much acidity do you need for your salad? Okay.
Okay.
So we have that is supposed to just pure oil. We have some nut butter that gets absorbed much slower, is my understanding, really.
It's a what?
The nut butter, uh, you, you're not gaining as much weight because it gets absorbed much slower. Do I understand that correctly?
The whole nuts. Yeah, from the oil. Anytime that you have anything like the fiber in it, you're not going to absorb as much. And then eating nuts and seeds, a lot of it's just never absorbed and you poop it out. But I got some sugar-free berry jam. Gabe brought me some. I just put a little bit in there, huh?
I respond.
I would have never thought of doing this. Mm. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I'm having fun with the tasting. This is quite a fun. So look at this cool color. It's kind of like a chocolatey color almost.
Yeah.
Wow.
The tasty for acidity, do you need more vinegar?
Oh yeah, I need to add more let me see. Yeah. Now that I've added a little bit of the honey, or not the honey, but the jam is definitely overwhelming with the thing. So just add a little bit more of the vinegar to balance that out.
Constant sweetness, you need to break the sweetness now with the acidity, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And remember, now we don't do anything spicy for the salad dressing. So actually,
Right.
you have to take into account it's a little different than the first sauce we made. Okay, so this is just a nice salad, should be a light dressing at the end.
Right.
And then there's mustard for me. Now,
Yeah.
people, I don't know, we chefs, so we taste the mustard, okay?
I love tasty mustard. It's one actually of my favorite condiment.
Everybody's mustard tastes different. A lot of them are really sugared in America too, so you got to be careful that they're not sugared.
Yeah, there's no sugar.
They have a lot of acidity.
A lot of acidity. Yeah.
That is it. So don't use too much. You don't want to ruin that berry flavor, but you want to boost it a little bit, okay? I would say I put 2 teaspoons in mine, okay?
Okay.
So for right now, for your viewers, there is 2 tablespoons of almond butter.
Yeah.
There is 2 tablespoons of my jam, but you can use any jam you have at home, or you can use a little bit like currant sauce or something like that.
Yeah.
Like the mustard in there. We have the balsamic vinegar in there.
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna add, I'm not gonna toast this now because I don't have time, but I showed you guys how to toast this. I would toast normally the clove, the garam masala. Normally I would toast it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna add a teaspoon in there, okay?
Okay.
Because I know the clove complements really nice with my berry.
So the clove and the berry. I mean, honestly, even the smell of them together seems lovely. Wow. It smells so
Okay, so
good.
the clove really is typically that is such a nice compliment. And again, you get the nutrients. Okay.
Yeah.
Mine now though, that mustard has changed my whole dish here, right?
Yeah.
It's nice, it's a little sharp there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna add a little bit water to it. I'm gonna add a little bit hot water to it.
Same.
I hope not
Woo.
bad. But what I'm looking for now is I just want to actually thin it out so it's not too heavy on my dressing, on my salad.
Right. Okay. Let me.
When we're doing dressings, it needs to be thin enough to to not overly be gummy on the salad. You don't want the salad to be weighted down. You just want
Right.
sort of a light dressing over it. Whenever the birth can cook with a simple rule, only 2/3 of the salad can be dressed.
How much of the salad?
2/3.
So 2/3 is of the salad is dressed.
Yeah, so that means if I now make a salad, a mixed greens or anything,
Uh-huh.
I don't want the dressing to stick onto every leaf,
Right.
but only 2/3 of the salad should be dressed and coated. The other one should be raw. So it
Okay.
doesn't weigh it down too much. It's not too heavy. It's a very light, refreshing thing, right?
So we should putting dressing on our salad, not adding salad to our dressing. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Correct.
So
I know
we're
it's gonna pour out if I show. I don't know if you can you see that? It's just
yeah.
gonna come up.
So mine, because I use the blueberries.
Just thin it out a little bit more. Okay?
Yeah, mine's pretty good, but it does have a bit more consistency to it.
Yeah, no, you want it thinner. You want it thinner for sure.
Okay. Okay.
That's the thing.
I'll be dressing more than 2/3 of my salad with that, huh?
So you know what you could do there, Laurie, is if for that kind of salad, if you had a heavier, let's say a veggie salad,
Yeah.
then you want it more like a mayonnaise. You want it thicker.
Okay.
Like a
Yeah.
potato salad and a root salad, or if you're making an almond butter dressing for any vegetable salad,
Uh-huh.
like for artichoke salad or something like that, you want it thick. For green salad, you want it thinner. That looks very close to where we want to be, right? Yes,
Uh,
yeah, that looks very good.
yeah. And then taste it again?
I added a little bit more of my berries in there because I like it so much. The currant, black currant.
Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
I'm almost think would you add I think I need to add a little more of the rice because I taste more of the sweetness, maybe just a little bit more of the vinegar.
Vinegar, yeah.
Okay.
So now you want to get methodically again, it's the end. We're doing this much quicker now, right? So we have there's the fat element is the almond butter, right? You
Yeah.
have the acidity from the balsamic vinegar. You have the spice element. There's that nice polyboost. We're having the antioxidant from the black currant. At the end, it should taste like a little fruity, right? We want that little, in your case, you want it to taste like blueberry, right?
Yeah.
And I went for the black currant flavor with that huckleberry mixture in it.
I think just a little bit more of the jam and blueberry and then because now I think I added just a tad bit more. But I see what you're saying in that and the garam masala gave it a little bit of what would you describe that as kind of like a little
I
ting,
know.
a high
I know.
you can taste it. It's like a bonk.
Yeah.
Okay, so not too overwhelming, it's fruity, and you get that high note, you get the little bit of the acidity. Yeah, no, this is great. I'd never know that there was, like, a cashew butter in here, though.
All right.
Mm. Yeah, that's good.
Now, tip two, we didn't put any salt, any sodium in the salad, right?
Mm,
So I would recommend typically, and you of course have your own recommendations, but I have a spice blend, a herb blend here. I've made it. I've posted the recipe.
mhm,
This is 2/3 uh, herbs that you're grinding up, and that would be fitting really nice in here.
okay,
And just to give it a little boost, if you really need the sodium, in my case, I don't feel like I need it actually. Right?
yeah.
So, and then potassium salt. Do you like potassium salt? What do you think of that?
You know, I have some that's called new salt, uh, and I would say that when you taste it, um, I I don't use a whole lot of salt in general, but the new salt kinda has a different, aftertaste, right? So it tastes a little different, but I'm fine with it. I think it's a great substitute for people who are really struggling to get away from the sodium. Because I have iodized salt. I prefer to get the iodized salt so I can get the iodine, for your thyroid health.
Okay, all right, that's good to know.
Mhm, mhm. This is good. This is great. Wha So I'm gonna have fun cleaning up my desk area. I'm gonna make myself a bowl and some salads today. Any final words? Anything else we should be looking out for?
You know, a great way to taste these dressings is actually with the end product, right? So normally we would stand around and we have a leaf of lettuce, and you
Yeah.
dip them into the dressing now, and then you taste it together. If you had like a little radicchio or I love the bitter greens, as you guys all know already. I know they're the healthiest you can eat.
What about a
Just
tomato?
dip them in there.
I'm gonna try a tomato. Mm, that was good.
So I'm not sure if the tomato is the right
What?
compliment there because tomato is a fruit, right?
True. Well, these are pretty sweet, but I can eat
Right. So now you have fruit on fruit, right? I
mhm.
mean, anything tastes better with cashew butter, of course, but
So, with this type of fruity dressing, you're thinking more of, like, arugula, or would you do more of, like, the bitter greens?
yeah, I
Oh,
wish I could grab it for you. I can grab it. I can't get in there because it's in between. I have, if you look at my post, you can see this beautiful Treviso radicchio. It's
okay,
really nice bit of greens. And I
okay.
would dip that in there right now, and it is so good because the bitter greens need something sweet, right? So
Yeah,
you always think with the end product in mind. If you have a brisket, you're having Belgium endive, anything that you have, anything you want to cook for, you think of the whole dish.
right.
And, maybe I should have said it from the get-go, really, the idea, yes, of course,
No, that's
match that with your bitter greens, right?
no, I definitely we just bought our we got our, farm delivery, and we have some really beautiful lettuces that, I'll make part of this. I'll show it later what I put this on, so this will be amazing.
Wonderful.
Mhm.
Excellent. I
Well,
got a lot to clean up now.
oh my gosh, yeah, I'm gonna have fun with this.
Does
Look for
anybody have any questions? I can't really see on my side. I guess you see it on
I don't
your side.
have any questions. I don't know if anyone has
Yeah.
any. They can always post them also on the post that I'll
Yeah.
post later, and I'll summarize everything, and I actually have a special article tomorrow all about spices and their health benefits. I'm going to refer back to this. We'll also talk about our culinary healing group that Martin and I run together. This will be posted in there as well. But yeah, I think it'll be a fun article. What about garlic? Ellen's asking.
So garlic, if you add it in, obviously, with Allison, it's one of the best foods you could possibly eat per gram, right? But you have to be careful. If you want to have the dressing for longer than 3 days, we have all seen it. You have the raw garlic that you store, and all of a sudden the bubbles come up, okay?
Yeah.
So be careful, it's not gonna store very well, right? Garlic,
Mhm.
typically, I like if I press it because it releases the allicin, fantastic if you use it raw, but it's not a salad I wanna store, right? And so
Mhm.
this salad you can store because everything in you actually is that will hold 5, 7 days without even worrying about, right?
Right.
But yes, what is a better choice, what we chefs do, for example, is we roast the garlic. So I too have a cooking class on that. So you just put it in a dish or in a foil. You don't need any oil. You can just roast it till it's golden brown, maybe 50 minutes or so. And then you can squeeze that in there and puree it in, mix it in. Wonderful. Excellent. That will also last much longer. Now you can store it 5 days again.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's great to know. A good question.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you. Any other final questions? I don't see any. Okay. So
Good.
we'll be posting this as soon as it's done processing and I get the transcript and I'll come up with a summary real quick. And guys, look for tomorrow. Uh, uh, a whole article on spices. This will be referred as well, and talking also about our culinary healing group that Martin and I work together. So, thank you everyone for being here. We appreciate all of you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
Martin.
everybody. All right.
Bye.
Bye.